Creating your brand, logo, and tagline. When you're creating your brand, your business identity, you're creating the visual elements and the feelings that people will get when they think about your company. Richard Branson puts it best when he describes that using their credit cards or their airline or any of the other items or any of the other products or services they sell, it's an automatic guarantee. You know you'll be treated well. You know you'll have high quality products, and you know that you'll have a good time. It's a universal feeling. That automatic assumption of quality is part of their brand. So when you go to create your brand, your identity, select 5 words, 5 feeling words to describe how you want your customers to feel when they think about your product or service. It helps if you think about what makes your product or service unique and special, and then carry the feeling of those 5 words through every aspect of your company. Let's talk about the specifics of building your brand identity. First consideration is make sure that your brand is unique. Unique is the look and feel and message about your business that helps you stand out. You don't want to be confused with your competition, so make sure that the way you represent your company is different than how your competitor does. Repetition. Clients need to hear about your company 6 to 12 or more times before they can really start to develop an impression. So do what you can to present your business in different lights, different ways, so that your customer gets used to your business as an entity. Use your logo, tagline, and all the materials that support your business in a consistent fashion. That way you can build a strong brand for your company and continue that unique visual and verbal element. Make it memorable. You want to stand out. You'll use consistency and repetition and uniqueness, but create something visual that attracts people to you. What kind of live imagery can your logo provide? Meaningful graphics make your company's message come to life. So when you're choosing your colors, your type choices, your type sizes, all of the things that go into your marketing materials, make sure that you consider what the message is that you're trying to send, and make sure that you continue that message throughout everything so that that meaningful dialogue is a consistent dialogue. Make sure that your graphics are crisp, clean, simple, meaningful, and that your point isn't confusing. When people see your logo, they shouldn't wonder, what does that mean? Your brand will create a promise. So as people think about your brand, make it stand for something that is good and true. And stand behind your brand and deliver on those promises when you distribute your products and services. Personality for your business? Well, that makes sure that you don't look like everyone else. It's fun. It resonates your personality. It allows you to have the business be an extension of you. And it can help you connect with potential clients. Professionalism is critical. You want your graphics, you want the way the text is written, as in proofreading. You want everything that you do about your business to be presented in a professional way so that you create an environment of trust and quality. When you get into designing your logo, make sure it ties into how your brand feels. If you're trying to create a brand that brings an old, tried and true comfort feel, and your brand represents something more modern, they don't really tie well in together, and the message that they send can be confusing. Make sure that your logo looks professional. As we mentioned before, spelling counts. You don't want to rely on trends, so if you see something repeated in multiple ads, you can pretty much assume that it's something that is here for the moment and then soon gone. Design for you, not for what you see around you. When you create images, make sure that they're vector images or raster so that they can be resized. You don't want them to lose detail if they're enlarged. Don't use straight stock art. It shows. People have gotten used to seeing stock art, and they'll recognize it. What you can do is you can take a piece of stock art, even in Microsoft Office, and you can modify it so that it better represents you and your business. When you design, you're designing for your customers, not yourself, although you do want to like what it is that you design. What I mean by design for your customers, not yourself, is more make sure that they understand the purpose and the goal. Make sure it's something that as they look at it, they can see what you're trying to say with that logo. Keep your design simple. It's easy for a logo to be too cluttered or for thin, very, very thin lines to be lost in a printing process or a copy process. So by keeping it simple, it's easier for your end user to get to better understand the purpose of your design. You don't want to rely on color. It's okay to include color. It's nice to include color in a logo, but you want to make sure that that logo would also look equally impressive, or at least equally readable, in black and white. People with color blindness are not going to be able to see your logo in the way that you have meant for it to be seen. So you want to make sure that whatever it is that they're seeing is a clear representation of your company's brand. Choose your font carefully. If it's hard for end users to read your logo, they're not going to spend a lot of time fighting over what it says. They're just going to move on. So as you're creating something, make sure that it can be seen and it can be easily read. Too many curly cues in a cursive style can be very distractive. Try to stay with either one or at the most two fonts in a logo. In the Sapporo Sushi logo at the top of the screen, there's two separate fonts used, one for the S and one for Sapporo Sushi, but the S is used more as a graphic, so the font is mainly the name of the company. The Thirsty Peacock uses two font sizes, but one is in support of the other so that they tie in well. You'll also notice that in the colors that they've used, the intensity of colors increase, bringing you to the center of the logo. It's a very well done logo. And number 11, be sure your logo and tagline can lock up. What lock up means is your tagline short enough and is it formatted well enough that it can pull into your logo and lock up into a single image. Just Do It with the Nike swoosh is an example of a locked up logo and tagline. When you go to create your tagline, you want one short sentence that describes the feeling that your company wants to create. You'll notice pretty much that none of these taglines say anything about the products that are being sold. Just Do It for Nike speaks to getting up and getting moving, doing something. And of course, good old what happens here stays here for Las Vegas. Whether things actually do stay there or not depends on if you have a video camera and an uplink to YouTube, but it's a lovely tagline and it definitely creates a feeling of perceived privacy when you're in Las Vegas.